Greetings, one and all, to this week's episode of 10 o'clock. We're on episode number 420.
Nice.
Nice. Yep. So here we are, doing 10 o'clock as usual. And first things first, emblems. So yeah, 2 emblems. I like mine more, but
I like yours more.
Yeah. Do you know where mine is from?
No.
Toradora. Is anime.
It's just angry cat. Plus, I'm always a big fan of ones which are. It's probably actually hitting the limits of the box, but it does not look like it's stuck in a box. You know, it just looks using its space so well. I am always a big fan of things like that. Yep, so that one's for you.
Yep.
Now
so there's the emblems.
Yep.
And now we're going to move on to Dojo Dusting. So, one happy piece of Dojo Dusting. Xeno no longer has to take the times for things. Because we got it set up where it's all automated and everything.
Wizardry.
MDRLOz. Wizardry.
He's done some wizardry to my computer. I don't know. Probably like hexed it with some sort of cyber curse. I have no idea what he's done. Probably can look at my bank statements as well while he's looking at it, but he also records when I click buttons on that. It's fine. But what was I going to say? But next you have to make the. I think they need to be bigger. The Dojo Dusting things, middle of the screen.
You want it bigger?
Bigger.
God.
I think bigger. It's just kind of small. It's just kind of piddly. Just kind of there, you know.
Wow. Okay.
We got any other Dojo Dusting?
No, that's pretty much it. I mean. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Oh, well, obviously we did the preview video for. Is that what you were hinting towards, or did you genuinely not think about that? Cool.
Think me?
Yeah. So
that doesn't normally happen.
Yeah. Well, also it's Friday night, and yeah.
Always Friday.
So what's it called? We did the preview. So obviously we got to go to the press event, which was really, really nice of DE to invite us because. You know, apart from 10 o'clock, my main channel's been really quiet on Warframe content. Hopefully that will change in the new year. With them actually well, hopefully they're going to talk about things
again. Hopefully, yeah. We're now going to be incredibly silent for an entire year before we release whatever content comes next. I remember at halfway through this year at TennoCon, after we had the TennoCon sit down, and Steve was. Yeah. I want to say he felt gagged. He did feel gagged. This was not our usual Steve. So I'm hoping after, which is a time of release, I think 2 days away, roughly.
Yes.
But probably by the time people watched it, we'll already have it. But I'm hoping after that, when we get our next dev Steve, he can sit down and we can have our old Steve back, who will be excited to tell us about, oh my god, didn't you think this was awesome? And this was awesome, and what could this mean? And stuff's coming, and it's going to do this next. I want that Steve back. I want my old Steve back. That's what I want.
Yeah. And then arbiters can exist again. So that's no, honestly, that's genuinely the only reason why I haven't done any arbiters is because there's nothing to talk about.
Nah.
You know, so like, you know, when they moved from the twice a month to once a month, that was bad enough. But then when it was just like, we're not going to be talking about anything for the next several months, it was just like, I can't fucking work with this.
Yeah, I do hope they go back to the twice a month things. Do you know what I miss?
Really do.
The let's go talk to the sound team. The let's go talk to the UI team for a week. Let's just have Pablo on. It's just what we were going to talk anything new. We're just going to have Pablo on, and Pablo's going to Pablo some stuff. I was like, let's have some of that. I want that again.
Yeah, like even if it's like every other week, we have like a filler.
And they can subtly sneak in the odd bit of content art or the odd new thing coming just to tease people on the other stream, the off stream. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Oh, I miss those days.
Yeah.
Right, that's it. But we need to move on because it's not.
So that's it for Dojo Dusting. We're going to move on to the war report. Okay, so even though that this the timestamp's automated, unfortunately, there's still no jingle. I will have to shout violently at Joey for that.
Oh, I want more jingles. I want more animation. I want everything. Give me everything. The War Report. Okay, so what I've got for this week is obviously New War is live in 2 days-ish.
Yep.
Woo! At the time of release of this, obviously closer if you're watching a little bit later. Also, the Prime Gaming Verve pack. The next one's come out, which is the Verve. I was looking at it earlier. Corpus, grenade launcher, controllable explosions.
The Tetra?
Penta.
Penta? Oh, okay, yeah.
Verve Penta. Which I thought, you get a Verve Penta skin and a Penta. It's like it says pack. I was like, it's new. No, it's just a skin. Also, 2 days from now, obviously, as we said in the New War announcement PSA, Harrow Prime is imminently coming, which means our current Prime, which is what, Nidus? Yes, Nidus is going to go, and that is especially seeing it as we have.
Well, he's going to come off Prime Access. He's still be in rotation, but he'll come off Prime Access.
Yes, but your ability to get the absolutely banging Necromech skin will be gone. Oh, here's me getting that emblem, by the way. Here's me getting this emblem. There's no emblem on that side, so I don't die. Just so you know where they come from. Yeah, so the absolute awesome Necromech skin, which is one of the main things about that. So yeah, but if you want to get Nidus Prime Access, and you're listening to this on the day of release, there's 2 days left for you to check that out. Or if not, save for Harrow Prime Access. But have a look. They have some really cool accessories. Okay, that's it.
I'm going to be honest. I will be honest, though. If it's a choice between the Necromech skin or
Operator Cosmetics,
I think I'd rather go for the Necromech skin, only because there's so few of them.
Oh, right? That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, like we've got 2 Necromech skins as opposed to
3.
We have 3?
4.
4?
4, isn't it? I think it's 4.
What do we have?
Well, we'll check. Let's have a look.
We have the cool one that we wish that was a default Necromech design. We have the one that comes from Nidus Prime.
Why can't I search on the wiki?
We have a Day of the Dead one.
Day of the Dead one. Snake.
Okay.
Snack. Yeah. Right, Necromech, let's just see. Is it going to have it for me here? Models. Combat. Mods. Customization. So yeah, the Day of the Dead skin. The one from Prime Access. The Snake skin. And the... then there's the Kryptonaut Necromech helmet and the Necromech Brunt Spar skin. It's the one that looks a bit like District 9 mech.
Yeah. Cool.
But I'm not even sure some of those are. Oh no, they're available. The helmet's from Orphix Venom. Yeah, so it's not even that many available, but it is the best looking one. I'm sorry. It is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Prime.
No, don't get me wrong, but I also really, really like the one that looks like it's from
District 9, District 7.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good one.
District 9.
Yeah, that is a pretty badass one. I feel that's what they should have done. I know they won't go for this whole weird skull motif, but I think that's what they should have gone with to start with.
Cool. What else have you got from
That's it.
You got nothing else? Okay, so I got one thing that literally came in like a few hours ago. The new war is nearly upon us, and to celebrate, we are also hosting a directory-wide Twitch drop campaign live from December 14th at 2 p.m. until December 21st at 2 p.m. Eastern, right? Your communities will be eligible to receive 3 displays by our own creators, as well as a Riven Cipher after watching 60 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah? So I'm not quite sure if we've got a connection issue.
I can hear you. And we're back.
Okay, so yeah, we had a little bit of a hiccup there with technicalities and dodgy internet connections, and weirdly enough, it wasn't me this time. So on the back of those 3 displays that you can get from Twitch, you can also buy them as a bundle with Platinum for from the 15th onwards when the new war's been released.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
So yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, if you don't want to bother with Twitch and things, which I can get behind, or you could just watch 4 hours of Nazeth.
when he's doing Warframe.
When he's doing Warframe. Well, just say, Nazith, I need these things. Go do Warframe.
Nazith, play
hours.
Warframe for me now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Cool. Right. So I've got nothing else to add to the war report. I don't know if you have.
Nope. I've done my piece.
Nope. Okay, so let's move on to, and obviously the war report. So the new war's going to come out in a couple of days, right? Topics. So our first topic is: I would legit pay to have a different Cephalon to replace Ordis/Robomom by now. Which Cephalon would you want to have as your mission coordinator? Right? And then the second topic is: why does Natar, in her sentient form, still have a human body component to her? Okay. Right, so, topic 1. I've always wanted Samaris. Sorry. I thought they were going to say like Sai or Suda. Okay, so I've always wanted Samaris to guide me through missions ever since I heard him during quests. Sai's command presence always made me want him too. So, how do you feel about this?
Why can't we have Tashin?
Should we stick to the subject at hand first?
I want Tashin.
So you wanna Cephalon Tashin and then use Tashin?
Why can't I have Tashin? What else is he doing? He ain't busy.
Well, no, he's sorting out all those
people playing PvP. No, he's not. He is doing nothing. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. With New War imminently arriving. It was actually one of the questions I was tempted to ask, but seeing as me and you already asked 2 questions apiece of like, here's some really hard, well thought out questions that are really specific to try and get you to answer something, and you're never gonna because meh. I was tempted to do one more question, but I think we would have got an equally vague and pointless answer. It would be like, will new players be able to, when after the events of New War 4 is released and the community can enjoy them, will a new player see the old, the planes as my key one? Will the planes be in an old form until they reach the New War, or will it just start out in that form? That makes sense.
Are we about to completely segue into a new topic?
No, because my point being, that's my point being, because it would equally work for this as well, because then they could almost change the bloody start of the game. So, oh no, but you couldn't start without Lotus being your handler, could you? Could you do that? No, because then so new players coming to the game don't start with Lotus. It would ruin the game, wouldn't it? Yeah, it wouldn't make sense. Like, who's this Nata? I don't care for them. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, no, I completely see what you mean, and I think realistically, though part of me wants to say, like, I would like to see the planes in various places utterly in shambles while, because it's post the event, right? The problem is that the narrative is designed in such a way that it's unique to you. So you have to experience that. Like, Lua doesn't appear until you've done the second dream, right?
Does it not?
No.
Does it appear in the skybox of Earth?
I don't think it appears in the skybox of Earth, period.
No, it does, because that's how people... there was a bug, and they released that before the second dream. And everyone was like, ooh, look at the moon. You don't remember?
I thought that was the Earth skybox.
Yeah, the Earth skybox. What did I say?
The planes. I thought you said the planes. Maybe I heard the planes. I may have just heard the planes. It's possible.
But Second Dream came out before the planes.
Yeah, I know.
That would make sense. I might have said planes. But the Earth
in
skybox.
Chronological order, the planes first. So... Yeah, I think that, right now on Earth, on the Earth tiles, you can't see the moon until after you've done the second dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very sure it is.
I would hope so.
Because because they
Look,
have
I'm
to
using a
undo it
turret.
for some reason.
These are cool, and look, it's got a zoom feature. There you go. Look, I timed it just right
did
to
not
say
know
that.
that.
Yeah, you zoom in, you can see it. Isn't that really? That's a really cool view. Wouldn't it be cool if there was game modes that use this, like maybe in a quest or something, maybe different turrets? Maybe I had to
Or a
defend
train.
a train. Oh my god, that would be amazing. It's
The
actually,
sheer volume of excitement.
and actually, I'm just going to point out. So when you zoom out, you actually have the overheat gauge. There it is, as part of the bottom thing. That top bar is overheat. See, it's decreasing there. It's like, that's freaking amazing. This is really cool. Why isn't this used for more things? And literally, why would they put a turret up on this platform as well? Like, there's nothing to defend up here. Just waiting for them to come up so I can shoot them. So stupid. Anyway, I love these freaking turrets. Freaking love them. And they promised me they were going to put ones with rocket launchers and things on it. And then also, why can't we rip the guns off and carry it around until it runs out of ammo? Sorry, pet hate. Anyway, moving on. Back to Cephalons, right? I'll be serious, right? So if I can't have Teshin, who else would I want? Definitely Samaris. I would totally like Samaris. I'm sorry, I have never been a fan of the recurring. It's a bloody trope at this point. The double duality, crazy zany sci-fi character slash sidekick character. I mean, you got it in Borderlands, you got it in Destiny, you got it in Warframe.
You're talking about Lloyd and Otak?
Well, we have two now. We have Lloyd Otak and Ordis. They're the same character. It's just exactly the same thing. Ordis is just two people in one. There's Ordis without memory and Ordis with memory. Well, you know, yeah. Ordis...
Yeah, but you never get Ordis with memory unless you do the fragments, the Cephalon fragments.
But you could equally see that that's when he does his double duality lines, you know, where he says one thing.
Completely agree. That's also like Ordis Prime, which was when he refers to a Star Child.
Yeah.
Again, dual, like double duality, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So I totally get where you're coming from. I did feel that Lloyd and Otak was just a
I really don't think
different incarnation.
Yeah, they would not need it.
Yeah. I would have much preferred it if it was just Lloyd the entire time.
I was actually really interested by Lloyd, you know, and you could do some cool things with him. But it's like, oh, we add in Otak so that he says crazy, zany, stupid things.
Like maybe if Otak was a necromech, right? Like one of the last remaining necromechs, but he's like, you know, in shambles, right? Maybe he's the necromech that holds open the infested wall to the necrolisk. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like maybe something like that. It could be literally anything.
It would also, I also would have been cared more about Lloyd Otak as one individual. If we started when we reached Cambria Drift the first time, we just deal with Lloyd, and there is a mini quest like halfway through the Reputation where you rescue Otak, as you say, he's a necromech that you know whatever, doing something important for a long time, and then you have to recover his consciousness for some reason, otherwise it'll be lost. And then Lloyd says, well, the only place to go is inside me. If we were there and actually took part in that, it would have more meaning than just, oh look, it's crazy double zany character again, yay. It's like, oh god. Also here, why can't you roll under that bit? Sorry, anyone's watching there, I'll see that. So you have to slide under it. There's this bit on this tile where you should clearly be able to roll under this thing, but you have to slide. Really annoys me. But yeah, so yeah, if we were actually part of, or even the cause of, or, you know, had some hand in combining the two characters, because that's all we could do, then it'd be more meaning. But instead, you just literally get introduced to him as you land. It's like, I'm zany double character. This is just a trope. It's just, oh, freaking.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, also, just pointing out, I wouldn't want Lloyd or Otis as my Cephalon.
I wouldn't want Sai. Sai never gets to the fucking point.
No, yes.
It's just like, Sai, shut up.
Yeah.
Right? Don't get me wrong. I liked him to begin with, but the phrases of like oh god, what was it? Cruise ship. I can't remember his terms and things, but you know how like a cruise ship is like warping in or whatever he wants to say. Like, sorry, Sai, I've already dealt with it.
Yeah, well, that's also the crazy amount of text spam that just comes from Railjack missions. But yeah,
I did think that they actually shrunk them. It's like they chopped out some of the ones that were too long.
Yeah.
Same with Nora Knight. I've got her on mute because I just cannot stand how long her dialogue is. Just say, good job, Dreamer. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Don't care otherwise.
All I did was the sitter mode.
Yeah. So it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would just like a brand new one. I wouldn't really want any of the ones that are already there. Just give me a brand new one. Hell, oh no, correction, Stark.
One of the PvP ones. No,
Yeah,
is he? Yeah.
yeah.
Stark's pretty cool. I've
Cephalon
seen him.
Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like hell of a lot of bouncy energy and shit like that. I'd happily have
Oh
Stark.
no, I think I want the other one. I don't
I can't
remember
remember
the
which
one's name.
one the other one
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I don't like the
I never
bouncy
know.
one. I know what you mean.
But you know, he's quick and he gets to the point. Samaris, again, I love Samaris, but I think it's like we only get to deal with them in certain like amounts, certain quantities, right? Like why? Oh god! But all this is fine tuned to be what he is. I don't know if the others would work in the same capacity. I mean, maybe it's just a simple case of Ordis just needs some expansion. Wasn't there supposed to be an Ordis quest at some point?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I remember Steve talking about an Ordis quest. Well, going back years now.
Isn't that just find the
But
curious? Or the
it might, well, not the curious, but
no,
the
you mean
Cephalon fragments.
Saffron
But
fragments? Yeah,
it could be that now. It could have turned into
I
that.
think that's probably what it was.
So, yeah, right. I Okay. So in terms of
Also,
other
who's Robobum?
what
Robobum.
Robobum,
I would legit pay for have a different Saffron to race Ordis or Robobum.
Robomum,
Robobum.
for fuck's sake.
Raw. Bomb. Robobum. Robobum. That's what it says.
Again, like I mean that's something that I'd like. You know
Wait,
how
it's gonna come. Look,
creative
there it is on screen for everyone. Look down there. Look. Robobum.
Robobum,
Robobum. Rob. Robobum.
right? Regardless of that,
What? Robobum.
regardless of that,
Okay.
I crap. What was I gonna say? You completely throw me now
Exactly.
with Robobum.
Robobum.
No,
Why?
I would really like the
think
you know the
about it.
creative mode.
Think
You know
about it.
stop it.
Robobum.
You know the creative mode where you can hide away your operator and you can hide away
Can you?
yes, yeah. So your operator transmission windows don't appear,
Oh yes,
and
I have that
your
always on.
your email address
Yes.
is obscured.
Yeah.
Like I really would like it because I'm happy to have my kiddo transmission windows, but I wish they weren't tied to oh gosh, the proper or Lotus or fake Lotus, right? I would much rather like discrete options. Like let me pick and choose the ones I want.
Yeah, well, build your own Cephalon would be kind of cool. If they get one person to do a crazy amount of voice lines, and you can kind of put modules together to kind of build your own personal Cephalon, and
That would be cool as well.
that would be cool. And you can have it be snarky, be funny or dry, or but based on the personality points you put together. There'd be one voice, but the one person has to do a crazy amount of voice lines. But I think it'd be cool. And you personalize it.
Yeah.
But I'd love that'd be cool.
Would you be able to change it?
Yeah, because you just attach and detach modules into his personality matrix.
I like that.
Yeah. Hey, they could be rewards from quests, rewards from purchasable stuff. More voice lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
would think like more personalities.
Yeah.
Right, and you can sort of like mix and match them kind of thing.
Hmm.
So you could like sometimes he's happy, sometimes he's sad, sometimes he's angry, sometimes he's a drill sergeant. Just put in the emotion and then the lines will come out, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's one person, they have to get the voice from someone. No, it's a lot, but paying for some voice acting is part of what's just in a video game these days. So they can just pick somebody. Look, is it Lucas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucas. He would do an amazing job. You know he would. Oh, you know he would. Amazing.
Sorry. Nieces. Right, okay, should we go to the replies?
That's what I'd pay money for. Right, replies. I've always wanted to hear Old Man Teshin nag us. Nag us. I'd love to hear a random snarky dry dad joke about my training if my squad messes up like a spy vault or doesn't get a bonus on PoE stuff like that.
Yeah. Would it be a dad joke? Would he say dad jokes? I don't think he would. I think he would just be like, try better next time, or...
I think it'd be Orokin dad jokes.
I mean, if he actually showed another side to himself again, like, I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this Titania flying is like, jeez, what the hell?
I was going for speed.
Yep. It clearly working very, very well.
Speed, look at that speed. Whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Next
whoosh,
one.
Whoosh. And I even hit that. See, even though it's an entire room, I still managed to hit the light post. Speed. Next one. Suda, because I'm rank 5 with her. Oh, we didn't even think about Suda. That was an option.
No, I did. No.
Oh, you did? You thought, no, okay. And I want to hear... Well, no, that would be... See, this is what I would have liked to see with the syndicates. Not all the... I mean, like, for instance, the Arbiters of Hexis still haven't had a quest, right? Maybe they're never going to get a quest, but it'd be interesting if each syndicate also offered something unique. And one thing for Suda would be replace your Cephalon. That would be just for Suda. All the other ones, no, they can't be bothered to be your Ada. But if you max out Suda, you can do that. That would be really cool. I mean, the other ones can have access to different things. Maybe.
Okay, I could go with Suda on the one condition.
Okay.
She can't be brain damaged all the time like she is during Octavia's anthem. Right? Like, it might be harsh for me to say, but
wasn't she kidnapped by what's his face?
No. She suffers from Alzheimer's, right?
Yeah.
So she's constantly forgetting things.
Yeah.
And that was like so her memories are in the Ayatan statues, right?
Well, one. Yeah.
Well, I assume there's more than one, but sure, if it's just in one statue, it's just in one statue.
Or not, I don't mean all I meant more that not all the statues contain her memory.
Oh, yeah. But the... Crap.
Broken. You didn't want broken.
But her personality of still suffering from Alzheimer's is still there. And she like, during the Octavia's anthem, she was all over the place.
Yeah, but I think that was due to the contents of the story. Like, normally, whenever you talk to it, she doesn't be like, curious. I don't remember talking to you yesterday. It's not like she's an Alzheimer's patient in Cephalon form. It was those key things relating to her memory.
But my point is, I'd be fine with her if we didn't have if we don't get that same experience as we did in Octavia's anthem. As long as it's a different experience where... we're playing the game and she's giving us cohesive.
Yeah. I think it would be. I think it would be. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah.
But Samaris has to like shit on you the entire time.
Samaris would. Oh yes, definitely. I want the Stalker as my Cephalon. Your actions have consequences. More reinforcements to slay.
Here's a question for you.
Oh.
Actually, no. I should respond to that first. No, I don't want the Stalker being because.
Only if he actually got a bot first. Like, if his bot was resolved, in the set, it would make sense.
But my question to you is, how would you feel if different Cephalons came in at different points? So you had all of them in your arsenal, and maybe one mission is governed. I'll give you an on-off option.
Yeah, so you can individually for each one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, but it's the Cephalons, right?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, there's this. Oh god, do I wish I could just turn off Little Duck?
I'd love to have Cephalon Sai constantly talking down on me and calling me stupid and trash and other stuff. Oh, Cephalon Shy. I think you can already pay money for that. It's buy the same text to speech and just put in whatever words you want.
I don't know if Shy is still doing Warframe stuff. I feel that she's done a huge migration away from Warframe to I don't know. Like I haven't kept up with her stuff for a while, long while.
Me neither. Bing, you just suck. I type in Quiet Shy, and the first thing is DK's channel. I'm like, what are you doing? Bing, you drunk. Go home. Just having a quick look. Well, you say that, but like 2 months ago, Rebecca loses it. Huge former changes. Nick's buff. I don't like Ghoulsaw Warframe 3 months ago. I mean, there's not really been much content in the last 2 months to really justify making videos. So can you blame Shy?
Yeah. No, not in the slightest.
Yeah. Next one. I'd be okay with Ordis going full-time handler if you could expand the options out to non-cephalons. My top picks would be Nora, Little Duck, or Darvo. I'd pay for Darvo. Darvo, yeah.
No. If we could expand the options, why would you choose to have Nora or Little Duck? Why?
Masochism.
Why?
Masochists.
Why?
I'm the only one. I'm the only one who likes Ordis? ? Why everyone hates him? He's funny and have a cool story. I wish they will add more funny jokes to him.
I agree. I actually quite like Ordis.
You're wrong.
Why?
I brought this up to some friends completely randomly at like 3 a.m. one time, but give me Kermit the Frog as a mission narrator.
Maybe it's a one-off gag, right? So I don't know about you. How much do you... Okay, first off, do you feel positive or negative about Kayla DeThame and Dog Days?
I think it's fine because it exists when it's an event and is different from the Keeler DeTherm we normally see. So it kind of stays in its own lane and its own time. And when Dog Days goes away, you don't get more references to Keeler and Dog Days.
Right. Okay. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I'm 100% on board with that. I kind of wish that she got some extra lines this year, but it is what it is.
Oh, if you were talking about the amount of stuff for Dog Days, yeah, it was this the second or third year of Dog Days?
I want to say third.
Third, yeah. And all we got was the gun that was actually used in Dog Days as a free skin. I think that's the only thing they added.
No. I'm talking about her dialogue lines.
Well, in Dog Days.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They haven't changed.
Is that Dog Days just got released again as the exact same thing with no updates? I mean, even some lines would be funny and just something. Yeah, it'd be at least it would feel different. Yeah, some lines from the characters would be cool. Yeah, maybe even just add another character instead. It's just like repackaged release. It's just like, oh come on, try a little harder.
So I don't think I could tolerate a Kermit-like character for the entirety of Warframe.
No.
Like, memes are good when they're in short doses. But, like, I don't know how you choose.
It's like they never went forward, which is kind of a shame, really, with the... Oh, what ridiculous mods? I can't remember what they were called.
Oh, Peculiar.
Yeah. They only did...
The two. I really wanted that one where Ordis was like, mega kill.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that one would be actually good.
I was like,
yeah, like narrating all your kills and deaths and things. It's like, oh, good, not released. It's like, oh, come on.
Well, they just weren't. People didn't want them.
That's because the first one was flowers out of the head, and it's like, okay,
but they did the big head mode one as well. I think.
Yeah, hang on. But that wasn't. The two of those are not really a good example to be like, oh, people really liking these. The thing is, each Peculiar mod was going to be such a unique little thing in itself. To add in two, which were clearly going to be like, I mean, I looked at them like the bloody flower one and was like, that makes sense in my game. So, yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, here's ones which actually were good and get a bit of draw, and people would like to be, oh, yeah, I'll play. I've got to level a gun. I love when leveling guns to put on this mod to get a funny set of things. And then I'll put on this one with the character who's maybe you put in, instead of a character which says like headshot and like pentakill, maybe one that's like, oh, please don't kill anymore. Oh, no, you've got another one. Oh, that poor fool. Yeah. You could have had a character saying, a sort of a pacifist character just getting sad every time you killed someone. It would have been different. But those would
You
be
could
the
have had
interesting
one
ones.
which is Nora Knight giving you monologues for each kill you made.
You could have one that's just every fifth kill, the corrupted Vor just starts the Vor
I was
speech again.
thinking that. I was thinking
Just
that.
call it the Reddit mod.
But yeah, no, I mean,
That
like
would have been brilliant.
but on a more serious tone, the number of times I go to Reddit to look for the anime memes for Kanpai Cast, like I'm scrolling through and just like shit meme, shit meme, shit meme, shit meme, shit meme, and like if you try to make nothing but a joke out of one system, if you're constantly bombarded with it, it's gonna get old so damn fast,
Yeah.
and you're gonna start to resent it.
Yeah.
Next one.
That's it.
Oh, okay, cool. Right, sorry. Okay, so let's move on to. I don't know if you have any afterthoughts or should just go on to topic two.
I want Tashin.
Okay. Right, so I want Tilragor. Right, so.
No, you take
why
that back. You're not allowed that.
Well, if you're. I'm not allowed Tilragor, you're not allowed Teshin. So.
Me having
why
Tashin makes sense. Why would you having Tilragor makes any sense?
Why does Stalker make sense?
Tashin.
Right. Why does Natar, in her sentient form, still have a human body component to her? It seems weird that she is like this instead of being fully sentient like Era or Hunhao. Instead, she looks looks more like a human with her face split. Wait, hold on. Instead, she looks more like a human with her face split and her body put inside the sentient rig of sorts. Is there a lore explanation to this? Have you got any theories as to why this is?
I just want to point out I'm not a fan of the whole convoluted. Or maybe it'll be finally in the next 2 days. I'm gonna just have my face like completely because they'll do an amazing job of going back to the past and things. But at this point, seeing as we've never really met Margulis as Margulis and we've never seen anything about it, and then that Margulis was killed and then copied, and then somebody assumed Margulis's brain and form and everything, it just feels.
Ballas copied her brain.
Onto a sentient that he kidnapped, basically. As far as it's like, it just feels so convoluted because we don't see any of that. I suppose the old adage, "Show don't tell." When this was just tell all of these multiple important things. This character dying, this other character getting kidnapped, this other character turning that kidnapped character into the first character. Like, so now this person's asking why does this character which was kidnapped turn to look like another character and then believed to do that and had effect now when reverted to some form of their original form still retain some aspect of the form that they were brainwashed into being? I'm like, reasons.
I'm in big thinky mode.
You're in big thinky mode. I bet the logical reason would be, though the mimic inside of Nata the Mimic has been, I don't know, the resentient button has been pushed, there's still a personality imprint of the character that they had been forced to become and clearly liked being for such a long time, that there are part of the Nata personality is now permanently like remembering that, and so will not on a sort of mental level give up the form of the Lotus completely. You're sort of seeing so you sort of got like an internal sort of mix of characters, and you're just seeing that in a visual form. It's plugged in. What do you want? Weird headset thing. It's a charging.
Huh?
Sorry, my headset's complaining it's low on power, but it's plugged in.
The weird thing for me is I always thought that the helmet was the sentient component, not the body. Yeah, no. For the longest time, this was prior to them doing the apostasy prologue, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I always thought that maybe they used her sort of like a corpse effectively to be Margulis with the sentient component being the helmet controlling the dead body. Right? When it turned out that the head is what effectively the memories of Margulis, and the body was actually the sentient Natar. It was just like, okay,
I think the helmet was just a helmet.
Well, no, because the helmet talks to you and things like this during other quests.
That could just be a imprint left upon the helmet by the wearer wearing it for so long.
Potentially, but then why have the helmet at all?
Because it's so iconic and looks like a Canadian leaf pen.
I think it's so hard to say because this is like these are plot threads that probably will get overlooked. I don't think they're going to get resolved.
I'd love to get rid of that bloody helmet from my ship.
Who knows? Maybe in a few days' time, you'll be able to get rid of that starting helmet, or at least move it into a corner somewhere.
Yeah. I know it was sort of thing. You open up they were again when they make things they have to tie everything together, and so like, oh, we're giving you personal quarters and a little mini quest to show you what's happening, and being like, oh my god, Lotus helmet, take off ballast, oh my god, and so we'll combine these things and put the helmet in there. How did the helmet get in there? I don't even know.
I think the narrative has fucked up in some places in explaining when you are somewhere and when you're not somewhere. So, for example, during the Apostasy prologue, there is no indication realistically that you're not there, except for the fact that no one reacts to you whatsoever.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I thought, oh, I was being ignored, when in fact it was a case of, no, I wasn't actually there. I would have much rather if Ballast walked through you.
Yes, ghost style.
Yes, because then there's no argument about it. You're not there. And similarly, like how Ballast gives you the like it's like the plot is so convoluted, it's confusing, because if Ballast was resisting, right, it would make sense for him to give you the paracesis. But now all of a sudden it feels like no, this is Ballast's plan the entire time. Well, then why did he give you the paracesis?
Yeah, I am hoping the paracesis pays off. It better not be, oh, what you can do is you can smash red crystals with this and advance plots ever so slightly.
I think they'll forget about it.
I really think as well, yeah. And if they do, that's a bigger crime. That's a terrible crime. It's like, we lingered on those stupid mini quests for so long.
But the big thing is, like, so what was the point in Lotus's helmet?
Well, what do you mean, what was the point of Lotus's helmet?
Well, what was the significance of Ballast getting Natar to take off the Lotus helmet?
Well, because the helmet is like a crown. Like a king has a crown. When you wear, you have to have the crown to be the king.
So you just think it's a hat?
So it's like a symbolic action is the point of it. I wouldn't overthink it as like, oh, but what is the hat? Maybe the hat is a construct of other reality. No, it's a hat. It's a very symbolic way of showing a job cast away. Casting away one part of oneself, especially if that job hats are very often for like police people wear hats. Captains, ships, they wear hats.
Podcasters,
well, we need hats. We need hats, as in we need our own hats. It's a display of authority and power.
Are you suggesting that we should make our own hats?
Well, seeing as I have to wear an Anthem hat because DE won't make Warframe hats.
Fine.
Make hats, that'd be good. Anyway, but you see what I mean? A hat is very commonly used as a status and job or role signifier. So the casting off of one's hat is like a captain on a ship dropping their hat, a police person taking off their hat, a king taking off their hat, or a queen taking off their hat, their crown. It's all linked to the hat. Need wear more. I'm just saying, hats are important. Look at TF2. Yeah, so that's all the hat was. So while she was, especially it was a hat that, and then doubly with this hat because this hat covers one's eyes. The lotus hat.
Then what's the value of the sentient rig having effectively the same hat?
What yeah, but that just sort of shows, as I said, that the sentient form is not pure sentient anymore. That because it spent so long as the Margulis copy.
That's what I feel it is.
Yeah.
Like she spent so long as Margulis.
And also
again,
maybe also
was, yeah.
I mean, if you were to, I don't know, we'd have to bring someone with amnesia to be able the truth. But let's say you had amnesia for a time, let's say, right, and then your new character, your new personality takes on a new role, and you spend a long time with that. You pick up. I'm talking more humans. I think you pick up hobbies. Yeah. Maybe a new job. You make new friends. You get new things that are important to you, things that are valuable. Maybe your things that you value change, but then you go back to being how you used to be, but you retain all the memories and how you felt during your amnesic period. You'll be like, I think that would then impact your previous self, even though if you got all of your memories and self back, you'd still remember that period. In that time,
you'd still be a new person, kind of thing.
You'd almost be an amalgam of people, but I meant that you would still carry some of that importance. Like you pick up a thing that was like, oh, when I was amnesiac, this was important to me, and thus it's still important to me because I can remember that. Remember that feeling. So I think that's what it is. So the Nata is now fully awoken to the old memories and things, but remembers their time as the Lotus and how important things were to them as the Lotus. So that's why you still have that form that is sort of lingering on the structure of the sentient, because it can't cast away truly its time as the Lotus. It can't go back to just being a weird stick creature.
So in maybe you can or maybe you can't answer this. Like, is that we're proposing here that the weird stick creature can't let go of
take that weird stick
creature. She can't let go of the physical form that she had for God knows how much of her life.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, thousands of years.
She's got her. Well, we don't actually know how long.
I'm saying thousands of years. Feels
good man.
Better.
Right. So for thousands of years, do you not think that because she had that mothering instinct for those thousands of years with the Tenno, that would also not linger?
Yeah, totally. Oh, also that helmet. Like, if I was to give any more attributes to that helmet, it would be something which slightly reinforces mentally, like a mothering instinct, like that level of mind control, really low level stuff.
Yeah, I just think it's like oh, this is a hat that contains Margulis's memories.
I see that's too much. You see, that just feels like weird. That's like, is it just a VR helmet? She just plays it on loop. Whereas I like that it's more of a subtle personality warping helmet, rather than just a container. I mean. No, because you're saying it's a container of the memories, so that when she takes it off, in theory, she no longer has the container of the memories because it's in the helmet. You're saying. Yeah. I'm saying that the helmet is something which subtly alters your brainwaves to give you more like, you could make a helmet which would make you more aggressive, or more short fuse, but this one is enhanced mother instinct. That's all it was, its primary job. I mean, like, if it was just a VR helmet playing memories on repeat, then as soon as she took it off, there'd be no reason for Stick Creature not to be like, oh, yeah, I remember watching those memories, but they're not really my memories. I watched them in the VR helmet, and I'm not wearing the VR helmet anymore, so I'm like, meh.
I think the only reason why she took it off is because she was sad she was never a VR trooper.
Yeah. We are virtual reality.
Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look up VR troopers on YouTube.
We are VR.
Anyway, I don't know if we've got any more to add to this original post.
Why doesn't she have the form of Tesh?
Why doesn't she? What?
I just
why? So she can be like Vazia and just start talking about like
I'm a VR trooper.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I've really messed up my cables. Let me go back over there, you.
Right. So replies?
Hang on, put this back on the. There we go. Good. Whew. I've always wanted to hear old man. I guess no, I'll go back to this. Let's just quickly check. It seems weird that she is like this instead of full sense arrow. How instead she looks monkey human face split. Yeah, okay. Replies. She was literally created to impersonate a human. It's not surprising that's reflected in her true form. Was she? I'm confused. This is what I don't get. Was it the sentience plan to turn her into Margulis, or Ballas's plan?
No, it was a combination of Ballas and
flippity floppity, flippity flop.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, like you can take that as it is because that was revealed in the sacrifice, right? So this was pre the Ropa-Dopa list where like this new stuff came to light that effectively Ballas kidnapped her or something. Like it feels weird that this. I don't know. Maybe Han Hao never told her. Yeah, no. You're gonna do this for us. Like, it feels super weird, and especially when all of a sudden she starts working with Ballas, and
yeah. She's the sentient mimic. Her face is meant to look like those theatre masks, imitating human form, but just a hollow performance. Yeah, I think part of it's just like, it's just a lingering shell that's left.
Yeah.
I just finished a War Within, not the War Within, a War Within. I just finished a War Within last night, and I'm almost certain her brother mentioned something about her form looking different because of what they did to her. Han Hao asks in the second dream why she looks the way she does, and I think comments that it must be what the Orokin have done to her. I would guess their method of chaining her and making the Lotus was by way of forcing some humanity on her and convincing her she was our mother. See, that's the story I remember. Your arm, apparently.
No. So I was wanting to try and get the cat.
See, that's the story. Oh, you're trying to grab the cat. The story I remember was that it was like, it almost sounded that Nata was forced to be Lotus. Like they needed to replace Margulis or something. And so, yeah, I remember these bits. They said about forcing the form on her and things.
So they needed a substitute for Margulis because they
killed Margulis.
Yeah, they murderized Margulis because I think she freed the Tenno from, like, she basically robbed the Tenno of their memories so that they could live normal lives and not be weapons for the Orokin, right?
Right.
So that was like, if memory serves, I could be wrong on this, that was her crime, but they needed Margulis to keep the Tenno subservient.
Right.
Yeah. So then the idea was to use. Well, I don't know, but like I think the idea at this point was Ballas wasn't happy. Like this is where it gets a bit convoluted because Ballas seems to be in love with Margulis.
Yes.
Even though he was one of the 7 that voted on her death,
yeah.
He then took revenge upon the Orokin by using the Tenno to slaughter them through the Lotus. But then the Lotus's final order was to effectively get the Tenno to kill themselves. But she couldn't give the order. She wouldn't give the order.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Kind of. So,
can she just change the shape of her face at will, or was her face they molded out of a solid material? If it was, then there wouldn't be much point in dismantling it from a pure utilitarian perspective. From a more thematic perspective, She may think of it as her face rather than that of Margulis, after wearing it and making it her own for so many centuries. When I say my last name, it doesn't make me think of my parents who I got the name from. I think of it as my name, as part of my identity. Even if I cut them out of my life, that wouldn't change.
Um, well, you wouldn't be cutting them out of your life if you didn't change your last name, and that's a very common thing to do. But
No,
yeah, I
I
mean,
can see what they mean and things. That yeah, but
yeah,
it does feel a bit weird. It's like I don't think of them. It's like at the same time, that is the link you have to your parents is the last name. But at the same time, it still becomes your last name as well. It's you.
yeah,
Yeah, you're not the same person if you change your last name, sort of thing. Yeah, I can get behind that.
yeah. I mean, I just think it's a case of like maybe it could have been constructed that way, and they just like haven't bothered to change it. Maybe she doesn't want to change it. Maybe she's fine with it. Maybe it's a case of like, you know, you have an image of self. Maybe that's just her image of self. So
Yes.
she that's the thing that she's comfortable with. So
Oh, I'm trying to think of what they call that in Discord. What do you call? No, like I can't remember what it is. But last one. Ballas built warframes by using the bodies of dead warriors, right? Maybe he built Nata,
no,
but it was
no, he didn't.
he used infested warriors.
No, he invested
People.
people to turn them into warframes.
Yeah. At that point, then maybe. Oh, I think the infested isn't really technically alive. No, is it? I
Well, the
guess
thing it
maybe.
is,
Does it need
sure.
more flesh?
What do you mean? Sorry, say that again.
Does it need more flesh?
Does the infestation?
Mm,
Or, sorry,
yeah.
I don't understand the question.
If you threw the infestation onto a rock, threw that rock out of the solar system, what will happen to the infestation?
I don't know about a rock.
An asteroid with nothing
No,
living
no,
on it.
I well, we know that it can interface with technological materials.
No, that's fine. I meant more that like one key point of life is it has to be able to reproduce independently. Why viruses aren't alive.
Um, yeah, but still, like even so, anything given like reproducing still requires material to build the baby.
Yes, but that's non-organic. It can be non-living material, whereas a virus requires a thing alive. You can't even use a dead person to make more virus. You need a living
I
person.
don't, yeah, I don't think we have that level of information.
Yeah. So like, if you put infestation in a box and threw that box out into the solar system for out of the solar system for 10,000 years and it came back, would they be able to make more constructs, or can they only make like a new infestation unit by inhabiting a host thing? No.
I would like to think it's the latter, only because, like, well, we could do the whole birth thing, or we could just turn you into us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
So,
But so yeah, that's for the dead warriors thing. So, but debating that point. But anyway, the next one was I'll correct it for you. Ballas built warframes by using the bodies of infested warriors. Right? Maybe he
mhm.
built Nata with the dead body of Margulis.
No,
What you're saying there is that the
we
bits.
know for a fact that she didn't. It's the Jade Light. The whole point is like in the plot. Was it the crewman plot where it
Yeah,
talks
I
like
remember.
literally the Jade Light leaves nothing behind.
Could be a trick. Could be a teleporter.
Yeah, it could be. I've seen that episode of Star Trek.
And Doctor Who.
Doctor Who pulls that sort of shit all the time.
What episode of Star Trek are you thinking of?
Oh God, I'm very sure there are episodes where people look like they've been vaporized, but instead they've just been teleported away.
Yeah, I think there's a few. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the one with the woman pretending to be a devil.
Ah, yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she pulls that sort of shit, and then Picard finds her ship, and then like, oh yeah, we took over your ship, by the way.
Yes, and then he uses the abilities of it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Yep. But yeah, you're right. I was going to say that maybe it would make sense if what we're seeing is like the last bits of the body that the rest of the sentient like stuffed itself into like a skin suit, and then it's just expanded out from it. But you're right. The Jade Light leaves nothing. Leaves nothing.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
So this is why I think like the helmet is, it's not even sort of her memories. It's basically constructed memories out of her records, her observations of her personality. You know how you see that with like, I think I've been told Black Mirror does this where, oh yeah, well, you know, someone died, so we brought them back to life by building an AI off of their personality because we read their Facebook account.
I think you could get to the point that they could do that. If you were a prolific Facebook poster and you were honest about what you were posting,
and you were able to actually make an AI that had independent thought, yes.
No, I don't even. No, it wouldn't. No. The AI wouldn't.
Are you talking about mocking it? Are you
yes,
talking about
it wouldn't
it?
make anything new. But let's say you did loads of vlogs and things, it would take all of that and then mimic it, and it would make content based on what humans do and in that framework. But it wouldn't make anything new.
Right, so it's a glorified, like, you know, those speech bots thing. Was it Alexa? No, I can't remember. No, not Alexa. There was one I can't remember. Like,
you mean
Jacksepticeye did. Huh? Yes.
Hey, may she rest in peace.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So, is that it on the? Or was there more?
Shh. Having a moment silent for Tay.
That was it.
Shh.
Cool. Good for you.
Shh.
Right. Should we move on to the next part, which is the graphs?
They killed her too young. She was so young, so innocent.
Turn off the replies. Sorry, the topics.
Look, Tay was wonderful. He was the people's chatbot. Right, graphs.
Yeah. Graphs. Right, so like Loz has the first one up. I'm just like dum. Right, so when do you think the new wall will be released? 7% said the 15th of December. 19% said the 15th of December. 30% said December 15th, 2021, and 44% said soon TM.
Soon TM. That's brilliant.
Yep. That one was a bit tricky to come up with.
Brilliant though.
Right. The next one was, how do you feel about 100% drop rates, but quantity required is increased to accommodate the expected time to completion?
Yes.
26% said, do you understand it?
I do. I know what you're saying, but you should have had positive, neutral, positive, negative. What are you talking about, Xeno?
To be fair though, I've got to start doing these before the episode goes live,
right?
And not like forget until last minute, right? So, 26% says positive, 33% says negative, and 41% says neutral. To be honest, I'm in the negative.
I think for some things it'd be good, but yeah.
Well, maybe more common resources and things, but not like rare stuff. I mean, otherwise it's not special. It's just, yeah. Anyway, I fucked up this one massively, unfortunately. So the next question is, how much Aya have you farmed? 0 should have been on a category of its own, so I fucked that up. Right. So 7% said over 50. Fucking hell. 11% said 6 to 10. 19% said 20 to 50. 11% said 11 to 20. And 59%, a massive majority, said 0 to 5. I fucking wish I realized this sooner. I should have separated out 0.
Yeah, because it's the biggest one.
About that. Yeah. So, to be honest, I did not expect that one to be the largest one. But anyway, the next one, so the last one rather, is, do you actively participate in Steel Path? So 41% said no, and 59% said yes. And I want to get into Steel Path, I really, really do. But I just want to get into the the proper spirit of it. And then there isn't a fifth one. But I did ask the question of what's the biggest piece of advice to um sorry, hiccups. What's the biggest piece of advice you have for Steel Path? Uh a lot of them were kind of not particularly useful. So we have get good, just try to so just try to enjoy it with wacky stuff. Do it for mastery, leave it afterwards. Do it with friends and for fun, or you will hate going through it. Just do the daily alerts. I think that one was a useful piece of information. Status and armor stripping is king. Don't rush, it will burn you out. Not playing it. Bring big guns. You get the general gist of it. Yeah. So yeah, so that's it for the graphs. So I think the next week we'll probably be asking, how did you feel about New War? So supporter questions. Loz, do your thing.
Yumikana, it is not the case for me, but do you think that for some people, New War has reached Half-Life 3 levels where nothing DE could release would satisfy them?
Okay, so I am not. I think a better analogy is not Half-Life 3, but Duke Nukem Forever. Because that was a train wreck, no matter what. Because that game was in development hell for like 10 years plus.
Yeah, at least that. I don't think they've ever officially announced Half-Life 3.
No, they never have.
They never have. It's just like implied.
It's not even Half-Life 3. It's Half-Life 2 Episode 3.
Half-Life 2 Episode 3, yeah. That's the only thing. Because originally they did say was going to be a trilogy, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah. And that just never came out. And I'm still to this day, I remember when they started coming out and they were like, oh, how many of these are going to be? Oh, it's going to be 3. Right, well, I won't play them until all 3 are out. I have stuck to that point, and even though I've always wanted to play them, I never have. So, yeah. So I don't think it's Half-Life 3 levels.
Yeah, it's and the biggest problem is that they just didn't feel that they could follow through. Plus, they were supposed to be like one a year kind of thing.
Yeah.
And episode 1 did come out in a year after Half-Life 2, but it was so short and tiny. Like, it was only like a few hours. Whereas episode 2 came out like 2 or 3 years later. No, I think it was like 3 or 4 years later. And that was really good and meaty and everything. And it came with like Portal and it was just the orange box. But yeah, it's like I think they just that might have burnt them out and then like, you know what, let's just continue to make money and not make games.
It really annoys me. They really should just go and finish that at the very least. Just put it to a nice point to. So as I do recall, I know how that cliffhanger's on, and it's like that's a terrible cliffhanger. When they could have done better than that. It's just terrible.
I think they had every intention to do it, but it's just like the developers just don't want to take on the project.
Yeah, just right. So I do where nothing D could release would satisfy them. I think for some people though that they're definitely.
Well, I know someone that said that the quest should be at least 9 hours long.
Yeah.
Like, why? Because they've had a year to do it. Like, no, that's
well,
they were working on it for 3 years. I'm like, well, no, they haven't though. They've been doing everything else.
Yeah. I think you've made a good example there. How it's not Half-Life, but Duke Nukem, because Duke Nukem was announced and did have, I think, multiple release dates and then had to be pushed back. Yeah. So to compare that to D and be like, oh, but they originally said it was going to come out in 2019. Did they say?
Yes.
Yeah, and because they said that, that means they've been working on it since then. It's like no, they literally put it on hold while they made everything else in between now and then.
Yeah,
you know.
I think they've been doing like they probably scrapped everything and then redid it at the start of this year.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Or next? I think there's more to it actually. I think in addition, because because of the way they say it has parts now, I think at some point those parts were gonna be separate. But they grew from small things into big things, and then
you say parts, you mean the acts, but you're talking about like acts of a narrative.
Yeah, but I was thinking about it. I have no idea what's in Act. Well, apart from what we saw in 2 and 3, but the stuff with the Carl and the what's his face?
So,
Yeah, like if they had those drip fed to us, those would have been cool. Like you play a little bit of this, a patch that came out in sections. Instead, it's just this one big lump. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But I do think that you're right about the Duke comes a better comparison.
Oh no! It's just no. There should be just one big patch.
Okay.
Don't drip me, feed me this shit anymore.
Well, it was actually decent drip fed. That maybe that way they could. Yeah, maybe you're right. Okay, moving on to Thalion. Before I continue the supporter questions, Thalion wants to remind everyone to drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, look for the secret meme, and check out Xeno's Discord and Patreon for more fun. We read every comment, and Thalion makes really long questions based on some of them. Thanks for listening, and now on with the rest of the questions.
Sometimes I feel really bad for you.
It's great. I think it's good fun.
That one wasn't too bad.
You say that, but you look at it as the font. By the way, everyone who doesn't understand, Thalion and Rugel like to give really weird fonts. And this one, you look at it, and it's like, my brain should accept this. And then you read through it, and your brain accepts all of it. And I'm like, damn you, brain.
Yeah, this one's not too bad. But last week, when they put fucking emojis in it.
Oh, no, I read them out correctly. What are you talking about? Thalion also says, December 15th is coming. And on the day, do you think it's worth the cost of the tickets to experience the latest installment in such a popular franchise as Marvel Spider-Man?
I thought it was 17th.
I don't know.
17th.
Maybe that's here. Let's have a look.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 17th. It's supposed to be 17th worldwide. You know that's been scalped massively.
Scalped?
Cinema tickets have been scalped massively for Spider-Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I haven't got a fucking clue.
Film is scheduled to arrive in theatres December 17th, taking a spot left by vacant by Avatar 2, which will now debut a year later on December 16th, 2022.
Yeah.
There
You got the day wrong, man. Next one.
Yes, I see what you mean. Zrugel says, how many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
One and an elephant quantity size of steroids.
Width of elephant plus 50 centimeters. Height of elephant plus 50 centimeters. Depth of elephant plus 50 centimeters. Cubed size minus elephant times 2. Divided by size of chicken.
Is that the volume of steroids? No, not divided by chicken.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no.
I want that volume of steroids, and I will give the volume of steroids to the chicken to then fight the elephant.
Well, my idea was you get a box that's slightly bigger than the elephant, you put the elephant in it, and then drown it in chickens. And thus, the chickens will be killing the elephant because...
Would the elephant just not eat the chickens? And then you'll just have like...
Elephant can't eat chickens.
You've got a carnivore.
He can't move. It's chickens all around him, mate. That's why I said times 2. It's like going to pack them in tight. You can pack those chickens in tight. No, the chickens the elephant can't move. And thus the chickens kill the elephant.
Talk about a battery farm.
Yeah. Being a supporter sounds really great. How does someone become a supporter? Can you tell us about the perks?
Yes. So go to patreon.com/Xenogalleon.
Link in the description.
I hope there's a link in the description, otherwise I'm gonna have to add it.
Better.
And oh god, so right now the perks are quite limited to doing questions for 10 o'clock and Campai Cast. If you do spend the big dollar, then you can be on Arbiters when Arbiters comes back, or the anime equivalent of Arbiters when that's off the ground. Hopefully it'll be one or the other kind of shows. That is it for the most part. Obviously, special Discord section and blah 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 blah
Could
blah.
I
Yeah.
pitch my suggestion that I gave you earlier today?
Yeah, though I do have to work out the easiest way for them to deliver it. But
Yes.
yeah.
Well, seeing as we have some of your lovely supporters listening in, and the thing that gets me is obviously I'm reading out their things from Patreon, but I do the same, and I don't want to completely remove them or restrict them. The ones with people who come on the video, so I want to offer the people from Patreon something more. So they don't have to; they can we'll still do exactly the same form. But I was thinking, let's see if anyone from Patreon would like to do this because it would be effort if they could submit a 30-second video for us to watch. So they do like a video reply, and then we watch that, and then we can debate from it. So sometimes they might want to show us a meme, or sometimes they might want to literally just record their question directed at us, like we've got our little cameras now, and then send it to us. So we'll play that in the middle of the screen here, and then we'll respond to it. So rather than, it actually gives, another level of being in the episode and for us to respond to.
I would also make it like mobile phone sort of sizes.
Yeah.
And if you want, like, if you don't want to have your face on the screen, you could actually just point the phone at your the screen of Warframe, or if you have some fancy video editing skills and you want to do that. I mean, if you want to make it widescreen, that's fine.
Yeah, well, and then if you just want to show us something and then record your question in audio form, it's just to give more options, I think, for the Patreon people.
Yeah, I think the big thing is, like, how can they get it to us? And
well, if they have a YouTube video,
maybe
they could upload it to YouTube or something, and then just
yeah,
link
I
us
know,
to
but
it.
maybe it's just a case of you could just feel free to record it on your phone and then email it to me.
Yeah,
And then
send you a link through Twitter.
we can talk about it if this is something people are interested in.
Video
Then
replies, yeah. I just because I want to do more I want to do more because I just I do feel we do put more effort into responding to the Patreon questions when we can.
I also feel that we'll need to vet them as well.
Of course, no, it would be vetted. It would be, of course, it'd be. I don't mind even vetting them. That's fine.
Yeah,
you can't just do what you want, but it would also be limited to 30 seconds, so people can't go rambling on as well. There'd be some restrictions,
Yeah.
Right, just as if people are interested in that, that's moving on. Osadax, how much change to the star chart would you like to see after the new war quest ends?
All the city hubs need to change. Be it damage, decor, or just background chatter where, like, NPCs are talking about the event. That's a minimum I would like to see happen. Plains of Eidolon, I like to see the facelift, like the carnage left afterwards. Like, the fires get put out, sure. Pools of water collecting at the bottoms of giant holes, sure. But that's the bare minimum.
I'd like to add one more to your bare minimum.
Sure.
Most tile sets should have a couple more new tiles added with crashed and dead sentience in them.
As long as they're big enough to support it without obstructing the normal way of doing it. So, like, there's some which are like tiny corridors out in Earth. I wouldn't want to see it there, but there are some which are like really big open areas.
All they'd have to do is just copy paste some of the open areas, remove a few of the rocks, maybe move into make the terrain a little different, and then just slam a big dead sentient in the middle of it to feel like this is where the war happened. Like that's why that's all I'd expect from the tile sets, because you don't want to change everything about the tile sets. I agree with you on the thing the dang it. Hubs and open worlds, I agree on that. But I would like to see just small additions to the tile sets. They wouldn't have to be that common. They could be quite rare, but just like, here's a tunnel section, a new copy pasted tunnel section with a dead sentient in it, or a big thing with a big dead sentient in it. Just feel like
also,
if this war is actually going to be a war, by the way, I'm my one worry is this is going to be a flash in the pan war and not a war.
Also, one thing is, if you're out in the Vale Proxima and you're in a Corpus ship and there's big windows, right? You can see destroyed Murex just floating out in space.
Yeah, you see, again, really easily, just literally copy paste the exploded Murex into the skybox. Yeah, and then just done. Just random chance for that to appear. Just a dead Murex just floating by. It's just like, just because there's loads of sentients around that are dead. Yeah, or if they are going to die, we don't know. We'll see. We'll see soon. Very soon. Very soon.
Yeah.
Osadax also says it's not going to happen for a long while, but do you think Caliban will have the hardest time explaining how there's a Prime version? I don't
Oh
think
no,
I don't think we
no,
mentioned it, but
because
actually, I do believe on the press tour, Reb did make a joke about that.
did she?
Yes, she did. She did and in 4 years' time, when we have to make a Prime variant of it, we will explain it then.
Right.
It was something
No,
along those lines.
I think they've already started like that with oh god,
Nidus?
Vazia. Vazia has like a line in her dialogue which basically touches upon that, where they've got a new way of making primes and things like that. I honestly can't remember, but I know it's to do with Vazia.
Yeah, I can imagine that the process of priming or whatever can come from there.
Fire or something.
Yeah, well, they just it may be a special form of Aya, which not doesn't actually contain a prime warframe, but like the process of making a prime version of a warframe, and thus that
So
then
it's
gets
weird
applied.
because I is supposed to be the memories that was held inside a Ayatan. I'm like, I really hope you retcon that. Can't it just be like super special energy?
Why?
You're somehow you have converted memories, thoughts into a currency.
Yeah, it's like my USB carries these NFTs on it.
Oh my god.
What?
And then the US government turns around and says like, no, that's not a currency anymore.
Yeah,
And then you're like, oh no, all my memories are worthless.
but the ITAN's just
Anyway,
USB, and the I is just some
anyway,
NFTs,
anyway.
and then now you're really gonna hate me.
Oh god.
Then we bring in the Destiny's fifth form of matter.
Oh fuck off. Fourth form.
Fourth
It's
form matter.
fourth
Is that what they
form
say? Fourth
matter.
form matter.
Fucking just fuck off. Just
Soon as they
oh
put a
my
discount on
god.
what the new expansion that's coming next year, I'm totally buying it for you. We're gonna play it.
Why?
So you
Do
can
we even
enjoy
have the
that.
last
I don't
one?
think we do. I think we should take that at some point.
Why?
When I get a
Why
new
do
job,
you
we're doing these things.
fucking
We are going to do so many things when I get a new proper job, which gives me free
mental
time.
note, move someone with a worse internet connection.
Lastly, from Yumi Kana. If someone was to say, hack the intercom of a corporate ship and make it play non-stop Christmas songs, would it be considered a war crime?
Yes. Well, no, think about it. Non-stop.
Yeah?
When does it end, Loz?
When does what end?
The Christmas songs. If it's non-stop, when would it end?
It will never end.
Good job, right? So as soon as it hits past Christmas, right? Nah. This is war crime territory now, right? I'm gonna have to find you. I'm gonna have to kill you.
Yeah, but you just go to the South Pole.
Sorry, what?
Well, because then the seasons invert, don't you? So you wait till just after Christmas in the north, and then you go to the south, and then you're heading towards Christmas.
No, stop it, you. I don't need an idea being put in like my. I'm so glad my work colleagues don't listen to this, because one of them, he's been doing Christmas shit since like the beginning of November.
I approve
And
of
it's
this
just
person. I do not do enough Christmas stuff. I bet they are rolling in the Christmas spirit right now.
he was the only one to be wearing a Christmas jumper on Christmas jumper day.
Damn it. I respect this person's solidarity with Christmas.
He turned to me and said, like, where's your Christmas jumper? And I was like, I'm wearing it. It's black. Yeah, just like Christmas night when Santa delivers all the Christmas presents. You're just wearing a black hoodie, aren't you? I am.
I don't actually own a Christmas jumper, but okay, yeah. That is silly.
They're insanely expensive.
Yeah, I know. Well, you get that. What you do is you just have to wait till after Christmas, and then you can find them cheap. But if you try and get them before Christmas, yeah, they are extremely expensive. Yeah.
Show me, like when this Christmas has passed, show me where you can find them cheap.
Well, in shops.
A good nerdy one, right? Not some just generic Christmas trash.
I didn't even know nerdy ones existed, so fine.
Oh yeah.
Fine, there we go. Well, that's it for the supporter questions. We'll now move on to the responses. So these are points that people have put in the comments of the last week's episode of 10 o'clock. I read all of them of the previous episode before we record the new episode, and I pick a few to read out and have a bit of discussion. So, Yanis Akots. In my opinion, Warframe is already quite generous with its drops compared to other games I played, but people will always want more, and many people don't appreciate how if you build your game entirely around instant gratification, the content will run out wearily fast.
Agreed.
King of Gaming. Disclaimer. Yes, I always point this out because I always find it good. I do not understand Warframe as a game. I enjoy it, but people know it more than me. I just put mods in gun and shoot things. King of Gaming. Disclaimer. If I'm not good at shield gating, but I generally know what to do. It isn't as simple as you said. When your shield breaks, you're invincible for a few seconds, which you can extend with rolling to avoid taking damage, and with certain mods like your Augur set, make it so the energy you spend is converted into shields to reset the shield gate, all of which gives you more time to kill or CC to stop the enemies from killing you. There's probably more stuff, but this is my knowledge, and I'm guessing this is what learning to shield gate meant. I did not think of it that far. That is some very good points.
You can stop damage by rolling?
Yeah, rolling's got like invincibility frames in it.
I did not know this.
I remember they expanded on them years ago. They were really short originally. Yeah, you should roll. Rolling's really good in this game. It's like great for movement, great for everything.
Don't get me wrong. I roll like all the time.
I think it's got a damage reduction as well. It's ridiculous rolling. Okay. Yeah. Trex Paddock. I still have not gotten any ire yet, and yes, it is very off-putting. I think Trex also put another post where they actually listed how many hours, and it was a crazy amount of hours, and they still haven't got any ire. And they were even doing the ghoul farming as well, and they still haven't got any ire. So I do hope the ire deities bless you with some ire soon.
I don't have to go help Trex.
You should have Trex. Emmett DeLong 2. I'm going to go with Emmett DeLong the second. How the hell is it so hard to wrap a mind around the idea of enjoyment greater than efficiency? We are not rats. We have a higher cognitive baseline than they do. If you play by virtue of, I want the reward over the joy, then that's fine. You have effectively shifted your aspect of joy to the end result of the reward and not play the session. That said, there should not be a 100% drop rate for most resources.
I want to give, what was it?
Emmett DeLong the second.
Yeah, a point.
Yeah. Oh, a Xeno point. Did you know I'm going to make a list of Xeno
points? Yeah, getting a Xeno point because, like, I'm sorry, this has been something I've been saying. If you don't enjoy playing the game for the gameplay itself, why the fuck are you playing the game? Right?
Xeno point.
This is something I've never understood. Like, I used to play Quake 3 for hours because I loved the gameplay. I got no sense of gratification or tangible gratification for playing the game. I wasn't awarded achievements. They didn't exist. I wasn't given any in-game currency. It didn't exist. There was no experience to be earned because, again, it didn't exist. It was a generic arena shoot 'em up, and I loved it. I loved the gameplay, and that was reward enough. Same with Unreal Tournament 99, right? If I don't understand how people are just so, for lack of better term, aroused by Skinnerbox techniques to the point of I'll just play any old trash. I've probably lost Loz.
I can hear you.
Lost for words.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. We are not rats. I'm with you. I just always think of the mentality of people that are just like, I don't care about the story. I just want to do this thing.
I don't get it. Okay,
so we're playing this game, and what are you doing? Well, I want this gun because I need this gun. Why? So I can use it in the game. Why? So I can kill things with it. Why? Because
I find it really alarming when I really don't mean to call him out, right? It's not like he'll ever see this, but Sea Dog VA, right? I listened to Trash Taste, and he does not like anything for the plot, and like he's talking about how he's so confused that the anime Baki, there's a couple of anime based on a single series called Baki the Grappler. That was the original. There's Baki and Baki Hanma, which are sequel series. And he's like, I don't understand how this doesn't have the same cult following as JoJo. And I'm like, I fucking watched it. It's boring as shit, right? JoJo has a lot of energy, lots of stuff going on. There's those events.
You do not know what the next episode will hold.
Exactly, right? Whereas Baki is like, it always goes back. Like, you've seen people that have literally had their throats sliced, and yet episodes later they come back as if they've like, oh yeah, it was nothing.
I got better.
Like, yeah, it's like, you had your throat, you should have died. There's no, oh god, you've used this term before, I can't remember. It's where there's no risk, there's no stakes. Yeah, there's no stakes in the matter of this death match, because it's not a death match. You don't die.
Yeah.
Right. So why label it as a death match? It's more like bloody tickles.
Right.
But my point is, so I get into the point. Yeah. There are some people that just like they just sort of get really worked up by the most mundane shit because it just feeds them weird endorphins.
Weird flashy imagery.
Yeah, and like that's good enough. And like games like League of Legends, you've shown me that cartoon where it's like self-loathing. You never fucking play League of Legends, right? I don't understand how people have this mentality. Oh, fuck the story. I just can't be bothered with the story.
Yeah, I even care about the story about League of Legends, and it did always have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, moving on. Elo. Tucker wins again. Rigged.
Not rigged. Honestly, it's not rigged. It's part of the problem.
Sage's draws. Tucker wins again. Rigged.
Oh my god. Okay, I will sit down with Loz, right? And we'll talk about the algorithm that's used to pick the winner.
Well, no. The things that people know is how many people offered a Plat on Switch. How many people is Tucker Wins obviously competing against? Maybe like 3 or something, I bet.
So if I compare it to last week, so that's 18. Oh god, no. 18 and 17. 3. Yep.
Yeah, 3. That's why. That is why Tucker wins. Because it's literally 3. 1 in 3. There you go.
So there's 1 in 4 on PlayStation, 1 in 5 on Xbox, and 1 in 3 on Switch, and 1 in 23 on PC.
There you go. Look at those odds. If you're a console player, you should sign up.
Yeah, honestly.
And how did they do that, by the way? I don't think we told them this episode.
Oh shit, we didn't. Yeah, go into the description. There's a link to the Google form where you fill it in, and then you have a chance to win 75 platinum.
There you go. We did.
So
I felt we were missing something at the start. I did the whole time feel something. Right. Moving on. Bob Harver says, a question just out of curiosity: can you play the Shazwin?
Oh, I have tried. I have really fucking tried. No, I struggle massively with the Shazwin. I want to properly. I hate those auto player things. I fucking detest those. But yeah.
Cynical No Lock. By the way, Xenogellion, 2 years or so ago, you provided me with a link to your Oberon build, and it still holds up to this day. Even on Steel Path. I tweaked it a bit, but it's a damn solid tank in Steel Path.
Yep.
And lastly,
I just need the weapons.
Lastly, there you go, Cynical Lock. You can pay it back by finding him a weapons build for. Pick a weapon that he likes. He likes the.
No, just get me a weapon.
Oh, okay.
Just tell me. I'll play it.
Oh, okay. There you go. And lastly, Stromber Shell. I listened to this early in the week, but forgot to comment. So now I'm back. Thanks for the entertaining show, guys.
Lol.
Yeah, then put another comment as well. So thank you, Stromber Shell. I'm glad you're back and you put a comment. So I thought I'd read out that comment for all to hear that you came back. Always good. I approve. Right, that's it for the support community responses. Now we move on to the memes, the memes of the week. So all of these memes, as I always say, come from r/memeframe on Reddit. That's the subreddit they're on. And if you ever just want a bit of a joke or a bit of fun, you should go there and look at them. So there are all the links we're going to link and show are in the description if you want to go find them, along with the secret meme of the week, which I pick out to go, which is normally a video because we can't show videos, and I put it on below. So on with the memes. Let's begin with meme number 1. This is not the right type of teaser trailer. The new War Act 1 teaser is released. Veterans. That Excalibur is wielding a scanner prime. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. Oh great, players will beg for Excalibur Prime again. I went and checked this. There's this point where you see an Excalibur just going down a little ramp, and it's a normal base Excalibur with with a scanner prime.
Right.
Meme number 2. Oh, no. Is that 2?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah. I would like to have a word with the lone Tenno operative. When you committed several war crimes, killed hundreds of corpus minimum wage employees, and cost a few millions of credits in property damage in the span of only 5 minutes. All of this for a cachet of 2,500 credits.
Yes, very good.
Very good. Meme number 3. Your ship's engineer is going to be the MVP of the new war. Railjack captains using Orokin-era warships. When they look to the sky and see my ship, they feel safe, and our enemies will feel our strength. Me, after reading the Mag Prime lore. You think they're scared of your little ships? Yeah, we still haven't seen the worm ships. I want worm ships.
Yeah.
They're never going to bring the worm ships, are they?
Maybe.
Meme number 4? Yes. And it's pronounced Janus, you twat. /sarcastic. Can't see, can't hear, can't talk, can't shut the fuck up about the Janus key. I love this one. This one is so good. And not just because it's got Comey in it, but I just love the can't shut the fuck up about the Janus key. Seriously, I would love a mod that randomly, just every 5th kill, Vor restarts the speech about the bloody void. It's such a good meme at this point. Right, moving on. This next meme is what Xeno would have been like if he wasn't actually at home, well, with good internet, when the new war was released.
Yeah.
Pain. Me, the new war. 5 gigabyte update, potato internet.
Yes, no, I thank God I'm at my parents'.
And the final meme of the week, a new recruit for the crew. Tell me, Caliban, why'd you want to join our pirate crew? I got a peg leg. Oh my God.
Brilliant.
Yep, you got a peg leg.
I love that.
I got a peg leg.
Awesome.
Right, last. We will now move on to the community shoutouts of the week.
Cool. Right, so we have what's it called? Wisp by Moogie.
Ooh. Ah, it's just nice.
Yep.
I do like white as a primary colour accented. It goes back to, I swear, years ago I saw an Eldar army in 40k where it was primarily white, and just as a high, the way to highlight and accent that as a pure colour is actually quite hard on like flat shapes like armour. So it's just something about it. It's just cool.
Yeah. The second community shout out is December Priests by Ibumuk.
You had to throw a JoJo meme in it, didn't you?
Of course I had to fucking throw a JoJo meme in there. Damn it, So Notion is so good.
Okay. I'm okay. As soon as we finish, no, not right after we finish, but I'm gonna this weekend definitely gonna restart JoJo. I have to understand. Must understand.
Right.
This though,
is Titania anime by Zephyr Shogun.
Makes me feel bad for playing Titania earlier and just hitting my face into absolutely everything.
Yep, you should feel bad.
I do feel bad.
You're a bad person.
That is awesome. We don't see enough of the They always come in waves. I feel the head operator stuff.
Yeah. So the 10th one, sorry, the fourth one is 10 Days
10.
Until New War by Kosen Does Art. I love how shy, what's his name is? Veso.
Yeah. And I love how the Umbra. There's two reasons why the Warframe in this is hilarious. Both Umbra and the Pointless Stick are never going to have their plots fully resolved, are they?
What's wrong with Umbra's plot?
Well, it clearly is like getting revenge on Ballas. Finishing that whole thing. Like, it should be you have to have Umbra with you. Like, Umbra should come up as a separate character, even if you're in your Warframe. Like, it should be you, Teshin, and Umbra. But instead, it's going to be, oh, well, that Warframe's fine now. It doesn't care about killing Ballas as much.
Oh. Then the 5th community shoutout is Natar by Perti Baha.
When I watched the new War trailer, I couldn't get the idea of making Natar fan art out of my head. She looks so badass. I always love her, but she looks even better in the trailer. And soon we will kill her. And the Dweebs will wear her face like the skin suit.
Oh, God. And then the 6th community shoutout is Mag Shirogane by Takeya Lee.
Our Shirogane back design.
Yeah.
Is my money. Can this be the new Mag Prime, please? See that helmet? You see how it's good?
Yeah.
You see how it's actually good? See?
Yeah. Yeah. That's how Mag helmets should be.
And not an abomination for my eyes.
You mean, what's got a coal miner? The Mag Prime helmet. It just looks like a mining helmet.
Where do you think coal miner's eyes are?
Well, where do you think Mag's eyes are?
I don't know, but they stuck a lamp in their face. Right, well, on that, let's go back.
So that's it for the community shoutouts. Thank you very much, everyone. That's it for this week's episode. New War, a couple of days' time. Oh, we will be talking about the new war with...
there we go.
Oh, I was scared then that they wouldn't turn up. We'll be talking about the new war with Tobiah and Nazeth. They'll both be joining us and going to start getting guests back on. What was the other thing? But we'll be talking about spoiler things, but we'll highlight when spoilers are going to happen.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Right. So I assume we're all going to definitely have finished playing the new war by the time we record next week, and so we will start spoiler free, and then we will have a spoiler thing appear, and then right, good, cool. Yeah. Well, I can't. Anyone's listening to this, obviously, this is it before it all goes. Yay! Aren't we all excited? Yes, the endless wait will be over. Yep. So, see everyone on the other side, I think.
Yeah, I can't believe it's finally happening.
That's it. Yeah, this is the last one before the big reveals and things and Carl memes. So many Carl memes.
Also, 420.
Yeah, 420. Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We made it. We made it to the meme episode. Nice.
One of.
Nice.